Elias King sprinting out, leading the bunch with the Highlander H flag, bringing it to the near sideline. A few waves before he eventually finds a home for that. He'll need to head out and play some defense here in just a moment. He and the defense have done a fantastic job in the past few weeks. 14 points allowed against South Charleston, but both of those scores coming late in the ball game when a lot of non-regulars were out. The Spring Valley Timberwolves were able to do a little bit of damage 2 weeks ago against Huntington High, 21 points scored, but in the past 5 games, Huntington giving up totals of 6, 0, 7, 14, and the 21 points that I mentioned to the Spring Valley Timberwolves. Huntington will receive the game's opening kick. Back to return for Huntington High is Andreas Reese and Deuce Oldman. Had a change in numbers last week that we were not aware of, and so apologies to Deuce Oldman. He was wearing 18 last week, but we've got that right for him for tonight's ball game. We do not have an 84 on the roster for the Capital Cougars, but that is who will do the kickoff duties. He swings the right foot, and a bit of a squib kick, bounces at the 25. Oldman tries to scoop it up, loses it initially, picks it back up at the 25, and loses a few yards. He is brought down at the 22-yard line. Ja'Cory Clark making the tackle. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Highlanders offense, and Huntington High seems to always do a great job in the first quarter. Huntington outscoring its opponents 115-28 in the first quarter this season. Trips receiver set to the far side of the field, one receiver to the near side. Keegan Sack in at running back, standing directly behind Crawford. Crawford takes a snap, throws it to the far side of the field. It's Andreas Reese who makes a move, darts forward. He's through the defense, has one man to beat, and a first play touchdown 2 weeks in a row for the Huntington High offense. Andreas Reese, the 5'9" sophomore with all kinds of speed, gives the Highlanders a quick score. Mentioned, Huntington High starts strong, and you see it immediately. Jordan Price now out for the extra point. Tavion Wilson to hold. Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good. With 11 minutes and 39 seconds left in the first quarter, Huntington strikes first and leads 7-0 over the Capital Cougars. We're going to step aside for a short break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
At B&E Menswear, you can rent this tuxedo or buy this suit and keep it. Rent the tux or buy the suit. Same price. Think about it. Rent the tux or keep the suit. It's the same price. B&E Menswear, Huntington.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington, a fun, casual joint.
Have you thought about it yet? Rent the tux, buy the suit. Rent the tux, buy the suit, same price. Think about it. B&E Menswear. No gimmicks, just low prices. B&E Menswear, Route 60, Huntington.
Over the Capital Cougars, I'm Christian Palmer. Thanks for joining me inside of the Woody Woodrum broadcast booth. Huntington scoring first, a 65-yard score. No, excuse me, 78-yard score. That was by Andreas Reese, the sophomore, doing a fantastic job when called upon. Tremendous speed and makes the most out of every touch that he gets. 1st and 10 now for the Capital Cougars. And the Cougars will start with a run that is swallowed up almost immediately by the Huntington High defense, led by Elias King and company. David Robinson with the carry. Robinson, very impressive when watching film. Able to find lanes. Good athletic ability as well. Similar formation for the Cougars. 2 receivers of the far side of the field. Robinson in at running back, but this time it is a pass. Grigsby throwing it to the far side of the field to Fernando Valdivia. Valdivia able to make his way forward for a minimal pickup of 2 yards, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Cougars. Elias King in on the tackle once again. 10.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Huntington High leads 7-0. Defense now looking for a 3 and out. Grigsby takes a snap, has some pressure, navigates out of it, looks downfield, throws it to the near side of the field. The pass incomplete, but 2 penalty markers fall near the 40-yard line. That is going to be pass interference on the defense. He was trying to connect with Jamal Dotson, unable to do so. Jamari Tubbs in coverage for the Highlanders. Penalty takes place with 10 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first quarter. The ball will now move forward to the 31-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Mentioned Capital scoring right at 25 points per game and playing to their average the past few weeks. 26 points scored against the Spring Valley Timberwolves and 28 points scored against the Hurricane Redskins. Grigsby drops back to pass, looking for Valdivia. His pass too high for the 5'9" junior. Valdivia played quarterback in this matchup the past few years, but now lining up at wide receiver for the Cougars. Always thought he was really good with the ball in space. So interested to see how he plays tonight at wideout. Incompletion stops the game clock with 10 minutes and 9 seconds left. 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. Penalty flag flies at the far side of the field. Believe this one is on the Highlanders as well. It is encroachment on the Highlanders. So that'll move the ball up to the 36-yard line, where it will now be 2nd and 5. One thing Capital will want to do is stay ahead of the sticks. Huntington has a tremendous front 7. They get push a lot of times, and they get push here. Elias King making the tackle in the backfield, bringing down junior David Robinson. Brings him down at the 34-yard line, so it's a 2-yard loss, and it'll be 3rd and 7. Cougars able to get a penalty on the previous 3rd down. See if they are able to get the 7 yards needed to move the chains here. Grigsby takes a snap, has a clean pocket, looks downfield. Appeared as though he had Damian Johnson for just a moment, but led him too much, so the pass falls incomplete, and the punting unit comes onto the field for the Cougars. 9:22 to go in quarter number one. Huntington leads 7-0 on a 78-yard touchdown by sophomore Andreas Reese. Fernando Valdivia will do the punting honors for the Cougars. He is standing at his own 22, catches a snap, kicks it, not the highest kick, and lands out of play right at Huntington's 40-yard line. So good starting field position for Huntington High. You'll see this a lot of times in games. Huntington gets the ball first, gets a quick score, then the defense gets a 3-and-out or a stop without allowing much yardage to set the offense back up with good field position. Exactly what has taken place on the first few series. We'll see if the offense can cash in with 60 yards to go. Avante Crawford leading the offense. 3 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near side. Senior running back Keegan Sack standing to his right. Crawford sends a man in motion. Early movement. Appear to be the defense. Do not see a penalty marker down right away. Andreas Reese with the reception. Brought down the far side of the field by a few Cougars. And on the tackle, Jermaire Smith. Reese able to make his way forward to the 46-yard line, so a 6-yard gain brings up 2nd and 4. 8:45 left in quarter number one. Huntington still ahead by a touchdown, looking for more. Crawford has a tremendous hard count. We've seen this throughout the years for Huntington High, and especially this season. Crawford, with the hard count, forces an encroachment from the defense, 5 free yards, and now the football is in Cougars territory at the 49-yard line. Huntington now trying to work the ball down the field. 3 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far side. Crawford takes a snap. It's a short swing pass to Keegan Sack, who puts his shoulder down. Hard contact to the near side of the field between him and the cornerback, Damian Johnson. Not sure who took the worst of that one, but Johnson able to bring Sack down at the 44-yard line. 2nd and 5. The Highlanders now go quick. Sack with the carry, running through the defense, and is finally brought down after he was able to cross the 25-yard line. Sack will be marked down at the 24. So that's a 20-yard pickup for the Highlanders. Crawford takes a shotgun snap, throws it over the middle, looking for Tavian Chandler, but the pass just a little behind him. Incompletion forces 2nd and 10 and stops the game clock with 7 minutes and 53 seconds left in quarter number one. The Highlanders with a touchdown on their first offensive possession. 1 play, 1 score. 78 yards to the house, Andreas Reese. Huntington now gets set at the line of scrimmage. Tavion Wilson sent in motion. Crawford hands it off. It's Keegan Sack running up the middle, almost able to spin out of a tackle, but he is brought down by Jamal Dotson. Not before, though. He is able to get right at the sticks, and yes, he has just enough to move the chains at the 14-yard line. So a Highlanders first down. Huntington with the ball in the red zone at the 14-yard line, trying to capitalize on this Capital defense that has struggled in the previous 2 weeks, allowing over 50 points in both losses to Hurricane and Spring Valley. Crawford takes a snap, fakes the handoff, throws it to the near side of the field. He has Tavion Wilson, makes one man miss, fighting for the end zone, but he is brought down just shy by Camden Harris. He is brought down at the 2-yard line. So it's a 12-yard pickup, and it'll be first and goal at the 2-yard line. Keegan Sack in the game at running back, 14 rushing touchdowns this year. Have to think that's who the Highlanders are going to give the ball to. And he gets the handoff, and he is able to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Highlanders. Keegan Sack has done everything you could ask of a running back this season. Just continues to add on to his impressive senior campaign, and much credit to the offensive line. Basically could have walked into the end zone, perfect blocking by the 5 guys up front. Price on for the extra point. Wilson gets the snap, puts it down, and Price puts it through the uprights. With 6 minutes and 57 seconds left in the first quarter, Huntington High leads 14-0. We're going to step aside for a break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Bob Seng Stadium, where the Huntington Highlanders lead 14-0 over the Capital Cougars. I'm Christian Palmer. Thanks for joining me tonight. Been exciting offensive action up to this point. 3 series, 2 touchdowns, but it's been all Highlanders. 2 scores by Huntington High. Huntington got it first, drove down the field, scored on 1 play. Got a quick stop, another score, and the Cougars now trying to answer. To start this drive, Capital hands it off to junior running back David Robinson. He is brought down near the line of scrimmage, but able to pick up a yard. So it will be 2nd and 9 for the Cougars. Capital led by head coach John Carpenter. I know the folks in Capital are glad to have him back. Football team struggling in his absence and making progress this season now that he is back. Just over 6 minutes to go in quarter number 1. 2-touchdown ball game. Cougars trying to cut it down, and Grigsby connects with a pass near the right hash, making the catch for the Cougars, Fernando Valdivia. He's brought down at the 31-yard line. So that's enough to move the sticks. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Avante Crawford in on the tackle for Huntington High. Not always do you see the quarterback play defense nowadays, but Crawford so good at it. The Highlanders really can't go without him at this point. Penalty marker flies before the 2nd and 9 gets going. Tackle made in the backfield. We'll wait and see if the play stands. It was David Robinson with the carry to the far side of the field. Last thing the Cougars need at this point is a penalty marker. And it is an illegal shift on the Cougars, but the penalty declined as Huntington had already made the tackle in the backfield. The ball back at the 29-yard line. So a 2-yard loss brings up 2nd and 12. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Running back to Grigsby's left. A pass to the near side of the field. Falls incomplete. Tried to connect with Fernando Valdivia, but the pass falls incomplete. Stops the game clock with 5 minutes and 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Our score 14-0 at the moment. This is a game that Huntington won 58-0 last season. Third and long for the Cougars. 3 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far side. Grigsby takes a snap, drops back to pass, throws it over the middle of the field. Was looking for Damian Johnson. Started to have some pressure coming in and good coverage as well. So just a solid job all around by the Huntington defense. Forces the incompletion and brings up 4th down. Valdivia now drops back to punt. On to return for the Highlanders is Deuce Oldman. He was just allowed to play last week. And the punt is blocked. Oldman won't have a chance to get a return here. Loose ball scooped up by Elias King right about the 40-yard line. Did not see who got their hands on the punt there. But now all 3 phases of the game clicking for Huntington High as special teams adds in. And we believe in the booth it was Keegan Sack who got his paws on the punt. Excellent starting field position for Huntington once again. Now at the Cougars 40. Previous drive it was on the Highlanders 40. Just over 5 minutes left to play in the quarter. 14-0 our score. Huntington's offense with a chance to strike quickly. 1st and 10. It's a jet sweep. Jamari Tubbs has got it, and he's got great blocking. He's inside the 25. Finally, he is brought down. Making the tackle for the Capital Cougars is Jamal Dotson. Tubbs brought down at the 23-yard line, so a 17-yard pickup by the 6-foot senior. Tubbs doing an excellent job in the receiving game this season, leads Huntington in catches with 26, yards with 369, and touchdown catches with 4. 1st and 10, Crawford takes a snap, pump fake, now throws to the far side of the field. Tavian Chandler makes the catch, able to fall forward and pick up an extra yard or 2. When you fall forward at 6'3", that helps get you some extra yardage. He is brought down at the 16-yard line. So a 7-yard gain makes it 2nd and 3.
Balls on the 16-yard line, 2nd down and 4 for the Highlanders.
Shotgun formation for Huntington High. 2 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near side. Crawford now sends a man in motion. Wilson the motion man, but it's a run. Keegan Sack gets the carry, running to the left side of the line, trying to spin out of a tackle. Extends for the goal line. Is he in? No, he's going to be marked just shy. Now the offense jogging off of the field was looking at the near side officials, did not see a signal for a touchdown. Now it appears as though there was a fumble on the play. Did not see the ball squirt free, but it did, and the Cougars recovered it at the 1-yard line. Very opportunistic turnover by Capital. Not only do you steal the ball away, you do it at the 1-yard line. So now 99 yards to go for the Cougars offense, led by freshman quarterback Peyton Grigsby. Grigsby takes a snap, throws the ball down the field, and the pass hits his receiver's outstretched hands. Ja'Cory Clark, the intended receiver. Now Clark, it took an effort by him to get his mitts on the ball, but, you know, you've heard the saying before, if it hits your hands, you should catch it. And that would have maybe been a very big play for the Capital Cougars. But the pass falls incomplete. Stops the game clock with 3 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first quarter. Still a 2-touchdown ball game here at the Highlander Mountaintop. Perfect night for football. A little bit of the fall breeze, but the weather tremendous today in the 70s. The Highlanders with a costly penalty, giving the Cougars some breathing room after an encroachment. That'll move the ball up to the 6-yard line, where it'll now be 2nd and 5. Grigsby now standing at his own goal line as opposed to at the back of the end zone. Robinson gets the carry, has some space, makes a man miss at the far side of the field, and carries it out to about the 25-yard line. Very nice run by the junior back. Mentioned earlier, very impressive while watching film. Just a tremendous athlete, shifty, good speed. Takes that ball from the 6 to the 24, an 18-yard pickup. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Couple of substitutions made now. Into the ball game at receiver, the near side of the field, is a number 12 who we do not have on the roster. Grigsby with a hard line drive pass to Fernando Valdivia. Nice job there. Tried to throw it low, and where his 5'9" receiver could catch it, and the defense couldn't. So a solid pickup on 1st down, 5-yard gain. We'll make this a 2nd and 5. 3:09 left in quarter number 1. Huntington holding on to a 14-point advantage. 14-0 is our score. Grigsby takes a snap. Hands it off. It's Robinson running to the far side of the field. Hard hit made on the far side of the field. I believe that was Tavian Chandler laying the lumber. Him and Landon Miller over there near the stop. The pickup up past the 32. So it's a 3-yard gain. And now 3rd and 2. The Cougars able to move the ball from the 1 past the 30, building a little momentum. Need 2 yards to keep it going. Grigsby takes a snap, hands it off. It's Robinson running right up the middle, and he is hit hard by Landon Miller. Brought down, but I think he got just enough to move the chains. Needed the 34. We'll see exactly where the ball is marked down. It is at the 34. Now a stoppage of play. Not certain if they want to measure here. The yard marker on the far side of the field, right at the 34, and the ball at the 34. So the eyeball test says it's a 1st down, but the chain gang being put to work. And we'll measure to see the specifics. Does add a little bit of drama to things when that yard marker stretches out, and this is a very close call. About 2 inches away from a 1st down, if that. So now it'll be 4th and inches for the Cougars. So now what do if you're Capital? You've moved the ball more on this drive than the previous times you've had the ball, but do you go for it on 4th down at your own 34? Appears as though they will. It'll be a shotgun formation, pistol set. Grigsby takes a snap, hands it off to Robinson. He's got enough to move the chains. Even more up past the 40. Finally brought down at about the 41-yard line. 7-yard gain on the play. The Cougars continuing to move the ball up toward midfield. Now under 2 minutes in the first quarter. It was all Highlanders early on, but the Cougars trying to answer back. Grigsby takes a snap, fakes the handoff. It's an option play. He's going to keep it himself. Running toward the middle of the field, brought down by a few Highlanders. And no, excuse me, Valdivia actually taking the shotgun snap and running the option play. Mentioned earlier, he was the Cougars' starting quarterback the past 2 times the Highlanders and Cougars played. So not surprised to see him back there. Tremendous athlete, so likely who you would want to run the option. He was able to pick up 5 there, moving the ball to the 46, where it will now be 2nd and 5 for the Cougars. Grigsby drops back to pass, throws it to the near side of the field to Robinson. He has some space, gets to the 45, and is then brought down by Avante Crawford. A few other members of the Highlander defense in on the stop. The ball goes all the way to the 44. So that is a 10-yard gain by the junior running back. 25 seconds left in the quarter. Likely time for the Cougars to run one more play. One receiver to the far side of the field. Robinson in at running back, and he gets the carry. Running to the left side of the line. He is bumped out of play. On the tackle for the Highlanders, Ethan Dalton. Robinson able to pick up 2 yards on the play. Moves the ball forward to the 42-yard line. Game clock stops with 9 seconds. Grigsby takes a snap, fakes the handoff, now rolls to his right, looking down the field, lofts a short pass toward Harris. Harris able to make the catch and pick up a yard or 2 before he is brought down by Keegan Sack. So that is the final play of the first quarter. We'll return with a 3rd and 8 for the Cougars. After 1, Huntington leads 14-0. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
No matter where you are in life, Mount West Community and Technical College isn't just about an education. It's a step toward your future. We provide the hands-on support you need.
Jessica, welcome to Mount West.
With classes that fit your life.
Jessica?
At Mount West, we know you by name. Because here, you're more than just a number.
Jessica Bailey.
Mount West Community and Technical College. Because you matter here.
Quarter just about to get underway here at the Highlander Mountaintop. Huntington High currently leads Capital 14-0, but the Cougars have the ball in Highlanders territory. Third down for the Cougars. Grigsby takes a snap, throws it to the far side of the field. Robinson makes the catch, but he is brought down by about half of the Highlanders defense near the original line of scrimmage. Loses a few yards on the play and will back it up to a 4th and 10. So the Cougars now kind of in no man's land, too far to attempt a field goal, but at a point where you're tempted to maybe go for it. Early indications, though, the Cougars will punt the ball. Have to remember, though, Fernando Valdivia, the punter, also a skill position player and former starting quarterback. So if there is ever a team to run a fake punt, it would be the Cougars. But this time, it is a boot down the field, and the kick is muffed. However, Oldman able to scoop it back up. Did not lose possession of the football. The Highlanders are going to start out at the 19-yard line.
The ball is spotted at the 19-yard line, and the Highlanders will be
So it is a net punt of 25 yards by Valdivia. Just about a minute into the second quarter. If you're just now joining us, the Highlanders started strong 2 weeks in a row. Huntington scoring on the first play from scrimmage. Last week it was a 65-yard touchdown by Keegan Sack against South Charleston. This week it was Andreas Reese, a 78-yard score. Huntington then got a stop and another touchdown on the drive after. Flag on the play before first down. It's on the Cougars. Encroachment called. So a free 5 yards for Huntington High. The second score by the Highlanders, a 60-yard drive that ended with a 2-yard touchdown by senior running back Keegan Sack, his 15th rushing touchdown of the season. Crawford takes the snap, hands it off. It's Keegan Sack, great blocking. He gets through the line quickly and up to the second level. Finally brought down after crossing the 40-yard line. Well, no, they will mark it back at the 40. So a 16-yard pickup by Keegan Sack. Does a really good job of finding the openings, quickly darting through his O-line's blocking, and once he gets to the second level, it seems like a mismatch. Now, play action pass. Crawford throws the ball to the far side of the field. Tavian Chandler making the catch. Bumped out of play by, I believe, that was Jamal Dotson. An 8-yard pickup by Chandler on the reception. Moves the ball to the 48-yard line and brings up 2nd and 2. Just over 10.5 minutes left in the first half. Huntington High leads 14-0. Crawford sends a man in motion. It's Tavion Wilson. Looks down the field, lofts it deep, looking for Chandler, who has a step on the man, bobbled the ball, but he made the catch. Brought down by Damian Johnson. Really nice gain by Huntington High. Keegan Sack with a couple of solid runs. Then the play action pass opens things up. Moves the ball all the way to the 7-yard line where it will be 1st and goal. A 45-yard pickup by the Highlanders. Crawford in the offense, getting set. 2 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near side. It's a quick throw to the far side of the field. Tavion Wilson has it, makes a juke move to the outside, and is brought down after crossing the 5. Wait to see exactly where he is marked down. Believe it is going to be at about the 3-yard line, and it is, so we'll call it a 4-yard pickup, 2nd and goal at the 3. Making the tackle for the Cougars was Jamal Dotson. 2nd and goal. Sack in at running back. Wilson, the motion man. Crawford takes the snap. Play action pass, throwing it over the middle. Bit of a risky pass. Was trying to find Jamari Tubbs, but Jamal Dotson seemed to have a beat on that one. However, penalty marker for pass interference on the Cougars. Substitution made for the Highlanders as Tavian Chandler exits the field. Pass interference, moving the ball up to the 2-yard line. $9:15 left to go in the first half. Huntington leads by 2 touchdowns, looking to increase that to a 3-touchdown advantage, and they do so. Keegan Sack runs it in for his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. Just continues to add on to the impressive resume he has built this season. 2nd touchdown of the ball game. His 16th touchdown, rushing that is, of the season. Also 3 touchdown catches for the senior. Price on for the extra point. His kick is good. With 9 minutes and 6 seconds left in the second quarter, Huntington High leads 21-0. We're going to step aside for a short break.
PCB is a long-standing partner in our community. We're your neighbors, your teammates, and your friends. And we want to be your banker. We're a team of experienced professionals focused on the personal, residential, and business needs of our community. We make decisions locally, quickly, and with your best interest in mind. We care about you, your family, your business, and your goals. We're PCB, a proud community bank. Open an account with us today.
During Mitsubishi's year-end sales event, drive home a 2024 SUV with 0.99% APR. Get ready for a new year of adventure at Thornhill Mitsubishi.
The most mouth-watering showdown on television. The Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off. Right here at your local Little General store. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
The Highlanders lead 21-0 over the Capital Cougars. I'm Christian Palmer. Thanks for joining me inside of the Woody Woodrum broadcast booth. The Highlanders doing an excellent job in tonight's ball game, both on offense and defense. Pitching a shutout defensively and moving the ball on offense every single drive. Really, the one thing that went Capital's way up to this point, a forced fumble when the Highlanders were knocking on the door of their end zone at the 1-yard line. The Cougars ripped away a fumble. So holding it to a 21-point lead at the moment, but the Capital offense will need to get going sooner rather than later. Grigsby with a pass to the far side of the field. Making the catch for the Cougars is Damian Johnson. Johnson able to pick up 3 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Keegan Sack in on the tackle for Huntington High. This time it's shotgun formation for the Cougars. Both teams basically strictly work out of a shotgun formation. Robinson gets the carry, running to the far side of the field and running hard over a Highlander defender. Gets the first down and more. Finally brought down at about the 39-yard line. That is where the ball will be marked down. So it's a 13-yard pickup by the junior running back. He was brought down by Dante Newsome. Newsome, a 5'11" sophomore. Grigsby now lining up as a wide receiver to the near side of the field. Might have another option play coming up with Valdivia. Valdivia reaches up to take the snap. He'll keep it himself, and he is hit hard. The Highlanders defense knew a run was coming, and they stuffed it. Saw a few Huntington High defenders in on the tackle. Bryce Winkfield was one of them. Also Aaron McPherson. They were able to force a 1-yard loss, and it is now 2nd and 11. Just over 7 minutes left in the first half. Huntington leads 21-0. Two receivers to the near side of the field, one to the far side for the Cougars. Grigsby back to take the snap. Protection started to break down. Threw the ball to the far side of the field. Jamari Tubbs was in coverage, and he is not pleased as a penalty marker fell after the ball did. Believe he is going to be guilty of his second pass interference of the night, and he is. So now that will move the ball into Highlanders territory, right in between the 47 and 46-yard line. So now 1st and 10 for the Cougars. The Huntington defense taking about 5 or so penalties already in this first half. Really the one area I'm sure head coach Billy Seals will be harping on his defenders. Dante Newsome makes a tackle at the near side of the field. 7-on-7 crime as he brings down Fernando Valdivia. Valdivia, though, able to pick up 5, moves the ball to the Highlanders' 41-yard line. Fernando Valdivia does a lot of things for this football team. Wide receiver, sometimes quarterback, punter as well. Cougars now set for the 2nd and 5. And it's a carry. Robinson gets it, able to find an opening, cutting to his right after he saw just a bit of daylight. Needed 5 yards, and he gets 6. Moves the chains. The ball now at Huntington's 35-yard line. Just past the midway point in quarter number 2, a 3-touchdown advantage for Huntington High. Two receivers to the far side of the field, one to the near side. Grigsby takes a snap, launches the ball toward the end zone. Just a tiny bit too much on that ball. Had a man with a step, was Damian Johnson, the 5'6" junior. In coverage for the Highlanders, that was Jamari Tubbs. Incompletion stops the game clock with 5 minutes and 24 seconds left in the quarter. The Cougars getting the play signal from the freshman quarterback, Peyton Grigsby. Says a lot about a freshman to be able to lead an offense at the high school level. He navigates out of pressure by Max Boren. Tries to connect with his running back, David Robinson. Falls incomplete, but honestly that might have been for the better for the Cougars as few Highlanders were bearing down on him, and he was still standing in the backfield when the ball hit his outstretched hand. So it's now 3rd and 10. The Cougars looking toward the sideline for the play signal. The Cougars not able to clearly communicate that play to the offense, so Capital requesting a timeout. That's the Cougars' first timeout of the half, comes with 5 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first half. Pretty much the best scoring opportunity for Capital up to this point, so head coach John Carpenter wants to make the most out of it and have his best play call for 3rd and 10. Capital, a young team, not very many seniors on the roster. Can add them up for you very quickly. 8 total, that's what I thought, seniors on the roster. So tons and tons of juniors, a lot of freshmen, some sophomores scattered in between as well. So a young team and a lot of interesting pieces on offense. Mentioned Grigsby, a freshman, David Robinson, a junior. Appears as though almost all of the wide receivers are juniors. Damian Johnson, Ja'Cory Clark, Fernando Valdivia. So I think this could be a very strong Capital team next season. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Grigsby looking that way. Throws it short for Valdivia, who is tackled at the line of scrimmage. Keegan Sack and Jamari Tubbs in on the tackle. Made right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play, and it is now 4th and 10. The Cougars appear to be setting up for another punt. Still kind of in no man's land, but honestly, a little surprised the Cougars aren't taking a shot here at the 10 yards, and it's a fake punt. Valdivia, though, loses a ton of yardage as he is brought down near midfield by Keegan Sack at the 48-yard line. Keegan Sack just all over the field, making tons of tackles, blocked a punt earlier, has 2 rushing touchdowns. Just a regular night at the office for Keegan Sack, the 5'11", 195-pound senior. So 1st and 10 for Huntington High at the 48. Once again, the defense sets up the offense with really good field position. Still 4.5 minutes left to work with as Huntington tries to increase its 21-0 lead, but Crawford is picked off immediately. Making the pick for the Cougars is Najmir Mitchell. Mitchell able to read the quarterback, makes the interception, and the Cougars set up shop at the Highlanders' 41-yard line. That is Avante Crawford's 5th interception of the season. The Cougars will now see if they can get that goose egg off the scoreboard. Capital did put up 26 points in last week's game against the Spring Valley Timberwolves. A timeout has now been requested by Huntington High. You can tell just by Billy Seal's body language, not happy at all after that play. Now communicating with his defense that they need to make a stop after that mistake. Defense still pitching a shutout, but the Cougars seem to pick up some momentum in the previous few possessions, moving the ball a little bit, just faltering when getting into Highlanders territory. Right about the 30-yard line is where the defense is really stiffened up for Huntington High. Coach Seals says his piece, sends the defense back out onto the field. The Cougars still huddled up with head coach John Carpenter. Grigsby and the offense will take the snap from the left hash at Huntington's 41-yard line. 4 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first half. Huntington leads 21-0. Grigsby hands it off. It's Robinson running powerfully up the middle. Laid the lumber to a couple of defenders and finally brought down at the 37-yard line. So it is a 4-yard pickup. That'll make this a 2nd and 6. Believe an equipment issue for Landon Miller as he is forced to exit the ball game. Quickly pulls his helmet off. Must be the issue there. Elias King in the ball game now for Huntington High. 2 running back formation, but Robinson gets it. He's hit and brought down by Bryce Wingfield. He's going to be near the line to gain and think he's got enough to move the chains. Yes, he does. Brought down at the 31-yard line. Got just enough. 3.5 minutes left for the Cougars, so plenty of time to work with. And taking their time is best case scenario for Capital. Maybe you drain some time off the clock, score, and don't give the Highlanders time to do so themselves. This time it's Camden Harris with the carry. He's met at the line of scrimmage by Elias King. Might have actually brought him down in the backfield. Wait to see where the ball is marked. No, right at the 31, so no gain on the play. Elias King substitutes back out. Landon Miller into the ball game after fixing his helmet issue. 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. 1 receiver to the near side of the field, 2 to the far side. Grigsby takes a snap, hands it off. It's Robinson who has great blocking to the far side of the field. He gets the first down, brought down by Avante Crawford after he was able to get inside of the 20. Will be marked down at the 18-yard line. So it is a 13-yard pickup, and the Cougars now have it in the red zone. First and 10 for Capital. Grigsby now jogging to the near side of the field. Valdivia will take the snap. Hands it off to Camden Harris, running to his left. A gang tackle by the Highlanders defense. Bryce Wingfield, Antonio Pascal, and Landon Miller all combining together. It's a 1-yard pickup, and it is now 2nd and 9. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Huntington still leads by 3 touchdowns, but the Cougars have an excellent opportunity to make this a 2-possession ball game. Grigsby has to leap up to grab the snap, hands it off to Robinson, and he is hit in the backfield. Avante Crawford in there with the hit. Also believe I saw Dante Newsome and Braxton Mount was in there as well. It's a 4-yard loss and now 3rd and 13. So the Cougars did have plenty of time, but time is starting to run out. 1:13 to go in the quarter. They can still get a first down, though. And Grigsby looking for the end zone. It hits Valdivia off his chest and to the turf. He can't believe it. Looking down at the gold writing in the end zone. Wow, what a ball by the freshman quarterback. But the junior receiver unable to make the grab. That stops the clock with 64 seconds left in the second quarter. 4th and 13. Offense will go for it. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Robinson in at running back, but he's just going to try and block here as the Highlanders send pressure. Grigsby gets out of it, trying to get to the first down marker. And I believe, yes, he is going to have enough to move the chains. What a play by Grigsby. Pressure immediately, gets out of that, then navigates through almost the whole defense. Ushered out of bounds at the 6-yard line where it is now 1st and goal. Grigsby jogging all the way toward the sideline for the play call. Now gets back on the right hash with 10 seconds on the play clock. Takes the snap, hands it off. It's Robinson trying to run up the middle. He's able to pick up a few yards. Brought down at the 3. So it's a 3-yard pickup, and now 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal. Robinson gets the carry again, trying to run it to the near side. He's hit and brought down. Flag flies. We'll have to wait and see exactly what that is for. I thought I saw a face mask grabbed, but it might have been Robinson that did so. It is a face mask on Robinson. So a costly call on the Cougars, who took that snap from Huntington's 3-yard line. So that brings the ball back to the 17-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 17 with 28 seconds left. The Cougars do have 2 timeouts. Now they request one. Taking the timeout a little earlier than maybe I anticipated there. The clock was already stopped, and Robinson having some success running the ball, so thinking maybe they want to keep both options available there. Still do have a timeout, but now you've limited yourself just a bit. If you are tackled inbounds on the next 2 plays, then you might run out of time just a few yards away from the end zone. But John Carpenter having a lot of success in his career with Capital. Highlanders head coach Billy Seals was praising him in my pregame interview with Billy. Said John is a good friend of his, coached against him for a long time, and knows he is the main reason why the Cougars have improved so much from last season to this year. Both teams ready to resume play. Ball sitting on the right hash for the Cougars offense. 2nd and goal at the 17-yard line. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Grigsby takes a snap and looks that way. Has some time. Is now going to roll toward his left. Stops. Fires toward the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Cougars. Making the catch for Capital is Damian Johnson. Good play all around by the Cougars. The defense gets the interception, gives the offense a short field, and they cash in on that. Cougars with their first score of the ball game. Valdivia to hold the kick, which is up, and it is good. Number 84 making the kick. We do not have an 84 on the roster, but wanted to give him his due credit. Still 18 seconds left to work with, but we're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Seconds to go in quarter number 2. Huntington leads 21-7. The Capital Cougars just getting on the scoreboard. It was a 17-yard touchdown catch by Damian Johnson. Pass by freshman Peyton Grigsby. So a 2-touchdown ball game, just about 15 seconds away from halftime. See if the Highlanders don't try to get any of that right back. Crawford takes a shot down the field, but the pass deflected. Good defense by Jamal Dotson. For a moment, as Dotson leaped up into the air, thought he might try to intercept that ball, but the Cougars will have to settle for an incompletion. Now 2nd and 10, the Highlanders with the ball at their own 36. The ball sitting on the right hash. 2 receivers to each side of the field. Crawford sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. Has excellent blocking all the time in the world. He uncorks one down the field looking for Tavian Chandler, who leaps up and is unable to make the play. However, that would have been the end of the first half regardless. 0-0s on the scoreboard. What a first half of football here at the Highlander Mountaintop. Huntington dominating early, but the Cougars staying in it. We'll step aside for a break, and we will recap the first half of action on the other side. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has 2 powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Drive into 2025 with confidence in a vehicle designed to turn heads. Premium comfort, bold design, and 2 years of limited maintenance included. Plus, with our industry-leading warranty, you're covered for the road ahead. During Mitsubishi's year-end sales event, drive home a 2024 SUV with 0.99% APR. Get ready for a new year of adventure at Thornhill Mitsubishi.
At Food Fair, we strive to be a part of every community we serve and see how we can support our local families.
Anytime you are able to show you care and help build a stronger community, that's something special.
We want to show our customers that our service goes way beyond our store walls.
It starts there but continues out here. My name's Kevin. I'm happy to serve my customers and my community.
Food Fair, living, working, and serving our hometowns.
County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has two powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
At Food Fair, we strive to be a part of every community we serve and see how we can support our local families.
Anytime you are able to show you care and help build a stronger community, that's something special.
We want to show our customers that our service goes way beyond our store walls.
It starts there but continues out here. My name's Kevin. I'm happy to serve my customers and my community.
Food Fair, living, working, and serving our hometowns.
Tony the Tailor is well known to have the best suits, jackets, and pants anywhere. But our strength is actually our sophisticated casual and sportswear. From Brax pants and Emmanuel Berg sports shirts, Cole Haan and DiBianco shoes, Left Coast tees and Mac jeans, Johnny O sportswear and Len belts, we have what you need to look your best at work or at play. Tony the Tailor, downtown Charleston or online at bestmastertailor.com.
No matter where you are in life, Mount West Community and Technical College isn't just about an education. It's a step toward your future. We provide the hands-on support you need.
Jessica, welcome to Mount West.
With classes that fit your life.
Jessica?
At Mount West, we know you by name. Because here, you're more than just a number.
Jessica Bailey.
Mount West Community and Technical College. Because you matter here.
PCB is a long-standing partner in our community. We're your neighbors, your teammates, and your friends, and we want to be your banker. We're a team of experienced professionals focused on the personal, residential, and business needs of our community. We make decisions locally, quickly, and with your best interest in mind. We care about you, your family, your business, and your goals. We're PCB, a proud community bank. Open an account with us today.
Hello, I'm Delegate Rick Griffith, a candidate for the State Senate, asking for your support. I'm honored to represent Wayne and Cabell residents, and I want to continue working for education, veterans, and important issues affecting West Virginia workers and their children and families. I would be grateful for your support. Have a great season, and remember to vote November 5th.
Paid for by Rick Griffith for Senate.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
PCB is a long-standing partner in our community. We're your neighbors, your teammates, and your friends. And we want to be your banker. We're a team of experienced professionals focused on the personal, residential, and business needs of our community. We make decisions locally, quickly, and with your best interest in mind. We care about you, your family, your business, and your goals. We're PCB, a proud community bank. Open an account with us today.
The most mouth-watering showdown on television. The Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off. Right here at your local Little General store. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
No matter where you are in life, Mount West Community and Technical College isn't just about an education. It's a step toward your future. We provide the hands-on support you need.
Jessica, welcome to Mount West.
With classes that fit your life.
Jessica?
At Mount West, we know you by name, because here, you're more than just a number.
Jessica Bailey.
Mount West Community and Technical College, because you matter here.
During Mitsubishi's year-end sales event, drive home a 2024 SUV with 0.99% APR. Get ready for a new year of adventure at Thornhill Mitsubishi.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Just about to get underway here at Bob Sank Stadium. Highlanders currently lead 21-7 over the Capital Cougars. Capital getting a touchdown in the last moments of the first half. Damian Johnson with a 17-yard touchdown reception coming from freshman quarterback Peyton Grigsby. The Cougars with a couple of very crucial forced turnovers as well. Both a fumble and interception by the defense, kind of keeping the Cougars in the ball game, and that interception setting them up with a short field, able to get the score before the half, as I mentioned, and now they get the ball to start the second half. So an opportunity for Capital to make this a one-possession ball game. Jordan Price sends the ball high and deep down the field, and it is a touchback. Price with a touchback on every single kickoff in tonight's ball game. He has as strong as a leg as you are going to find in high school football. 6'1", 210 pounds senior has been exceptional this season for Huntington High. The Highlanders defense now will try to go to work. Cougars will need to go 80 yards after the Price touchback. A lot of impressive skill players on this Cougar team. Just trying to get them the ball in space is the challenge. Grigsby just throws the ball away, throws out of a sack there. A receiver in the area, but appeared as though he was just trying to live to fight another day and launch that one out of bounds off his back heel. Incomplete pass stops the clock with 11 minutes and 54 seconds left in the third quarter, where the Highlanders lead 21-7. Shotgun formation, two receivers to the far side of the field, but it's a handoff and it goes to Robinson. He is hit by Landon Miller, Keegan Sack, and then the rest of the defense piles on, bringing him down near the line of scrimmage. I think he was able to pick up about 2 yards. Marked down at the 22, so we'll call it a 3rd and 8.
Highlander fans, make some noise. It's third down.
The Cougars converted on a few third downs and even a 4th down later on in the first half, just continuing to pick up their offensive momentum. I think the key is to get themselves into 3rd and manageable. Grigsby's going to run for enough yardage, but a penalty marker down at the 21-yard line in the area of holding, but we'll wait for the official call. It is a hold on the Cougars, so that will erase the good run by the freshman quarterback. It's going to move the ball back to the Cougars. Well, trying to spot that ball. The Cougars O-line standing over it at the moment, but the yard marker on the far side of the field at the 12. So the Cougars will need to get it to the 30 to move the chains. 3rd and 18. Grigsby takes a snap, looks to pass, launches the ball toward midfield, and a diving interception is made by Avante Crawford. He gets the ball back for the Highlanders offense that will start this offensive possession right at midfield. Avante has to be feeling good after that. Of course, he is the Highlanders quarterback and had an interception himself in the first half, so gets it back. First and 10 for Huntington High. The ball at the left hash, just in front of the block gold H logo at midfield. Crawford sends a man in motion. It's Pascal. Now takes the snap, had to reach to his right a little bit, corrals it, and gets it to Keegan Sack, who runs forward for a good gain. Gets close to the 40, which he needed for the first down. I think he's going to be marked just shy. It's going to be 2nd and inches for the Highlanders. Camden Harris in on the stop for the Capital Cougars. Two receivers to the near side of the field, one to the far side. Sack in at running back. Crawford hands it off to Keegan. Runs to his right, has the first down, bouncing in between a few Cougar defenders that finally wrestle him down to the ground at the 35-yard line. So a 6-yard gain by Sack moves the chains. 10 minutes left in the third quarter. Huntington leads 21-7. Crawford looking toward his sideline for the play signal. Gets it and rejoins the huddle. The Highlanders wearing their black jerseys break the huddle. Love this uniform combination. The green pants, black jerseys, gold numbers, green helmets. Crawford takes the snap and hands it off. Running the ball to the near side of the field is Tavian Chandler, who is brought down at the 40-yard line. Loses 5 yards on the play, and that makes it 2nd and 15.
Loss of 5 on that play brings up 2nd down and 15.
Max Boren now substitutes into the game. Or no, excuse me. That was Braxton Mount trying to get an extra big body as Tavian Chandler exited, which he's a big guy as well at 6'3" as a receiver, but more of a run-heavy formation now. But it's a play-action pass. Crawford floats the ball toward Antonio Pascal, who makes the catch and is brought down before he can make it to the 30 at the 32-yard line. So that is an 8-yard pickup, and we'll make it 3rd and 7. Now Pascal and Mount jog toward the near sideline. Three receivers to the near side of the field, one to the far side. Sack remains in at running back. Sack's going to get the ball on a swing pass, has all kinds of space, cuts to the middle of the field, looks to spin, and kind of corkscrews down to the ground. Brought down near the 15. He's going to be marked down at the 17-yard line. So it's a 15-yard pickup for the Highlanders, and they've now got the ball in the red zone. Two receivers to each side of the field, but it's another carry for Keegan Sack. Bounces off of Harris, through a few defenders, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Highlanders. A hat trick of scores for Keegan Sack. That's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the ball game.
Number 1, Keegan Sack took that ball 16 yards into the end zone. Number 9, Jordan Price to kick the extra point.
Jordan Price now on for the PAT. Snap's good. The hold is good. Kick is up. And it is good. With 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter, Huntington High leads 28-7. Some rain now coming down at Bob Sang Stadium. We'll see if the elements are a factor in the last 19 minutes and some change of the ball game. But it's time to step aside for a quick break. You're listening to Huntington High.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
The third quarter with the Highlanders leading by 3 scores. Keegan Sack adding another touchdown, and after a Jordan Price touchback, the Cougars starting on their own 20. First play of the drive is a carry. David Robinson, the bell cow of this offense, gets it once again. It's close to 5, but just shy of the 25, so a 4-yard gain will make this a 2nd and 6. One receiver to the far side of the field, 2 to the near side. Robinson remains in at running back to the right of freshman quarterback Grigsby. The Highlanders defense drops back at the last moment, anticipating a pass, and it is a pass to the far side of the field. Ja'Cory Clark with the catch. Got close to the first down marker, but is going to be about a yard shy. Nose of the football just touching the 29-yard line, so it will be 3rd and 1. 5-yard gain on the previous play. Tavian Chandler able to make the stop, pushing Clark out of bounds. Grigsby takes the snap, hands it off to Robinson, who bounces around looking for an opening, but he's met in the backfield and brought down by Keegan Sack. Number 1 tackles, number 1, both the running backs as well. Loses a few yards on the play, back to the 26-yard line, where it will be 4th and 4. The rain getting a little heavier here at Bob Seng Stadium. See multiple fans throwing on their jackets.
Number 2, Andreas Reese, back to receive.
Fernando Valdivia back to punt, standing at his own 13-yard line. Has some pressure, but gets the kick away. Bounces in Highlander territory and took a little bit of a Cougars roll at first, but stops at Huntington's 42-yard line.
Ball will be at the 42-yard line, and the Highlanders will begin first down and
So a net punt of 32 yards for the junior, Fernando Valdivia. Huntington able to move the ball down the field with ease on its last drive. See if the Highlanders keep that same energy going on this possession. 58 yards to go to pay dirt. 1st and 10, 3 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far side. Crawford with a quick hitter to the near side of the field. It's Andreas Reese looking for a blocker. Quickly gets into Cougars territory.
he is tackled by number 9, Jamal.
He is going to be marked down about a half-yard shy of the first down marker. So a 9-yard pickup will make it 2nd and 1. Jamal Dotson in on the tackle, bringing down Reese at the near sideline. 5:15 left in the third. Huntington leads 28-7. Whistle blown, penalty flags fly. I believe this is going to be an illegal procedure on the Highlander. No, excuse me, encroachment on the defense. Did not see the early movement, but Cougars just a bit too eager, as they were a time or two in the first half. And this one costly as Huntington gets a free first down. Ball now at the 44. Crawford takes the snap, hands it off to Okonkwo. It is Mayshawn Okonkwo with the carry. Mayshawn brought down at the 36-yard line. Okonkwo with a number change in the past week, so it's a little bit of a debate in the press box on who was carrying the ball there. This time it's a quarterback keeper on second down. Avante Crawford with an excellent run into the red zone, finally tripped up near the 15-yard line. That's going to be a 21-yard pickup by Avante Crawford. Crawford running the ball effectively on the previous play on the season. Avante with 15 carries for 70 yards and a rushing touchdown coming into tonight's ball game. He now throws it to the near side of the field. Tavion Wilson with the catch, able to break out of one tackle, tries to break out of two, but is brought down inside the 5. It's going to be first and goal for the Highlanders. Smith with the tackle. About a 12-yard pickup for Tavion Wilson and the Highlanders offense. That is now knocking on the door of the Cougars' end zone. Substitution made for Huntington High. Bryce Wingfield checks in. Tavion Wilson exits. 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Huntington looks to increase its 21-point lead. Keegan Sack gets the carry, jukes to his right, spins into the end zone. Touchdown Highlanders. Keegan Sack has 4 of them. That is Keegan Sack's 18th rushing touchdown of the season. Price on for the PAT. He looks to remain perfect on the evening. His kick is good. The Highlanders now lead 35-7. 3:22 left to go in the third quarter. We're going to step aside for a quick break.
Cabell County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has 2 powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
Rice sends another kick through the end zone for a touchback. Such a beasted kicker. No other way to describe it. Perfect on extra points this evening. Perfect on kickoffs, all landing in the end zone. So 80 yards to go once again for the Cougars offense. 3 minutes and some change left in the third quarter. But it's been all Highlanders in this quarter. And Huntington now leads by 28 points, 35-7. Capital with a 2 running back formation, 2 receivers to the near side of the field. It's Robinson who gets the carry, running to the left side of the line. And Huntington's defense really settling in, doing a great job. And 4 or 5 guys in on that tackle, including Bryce Winkfield, limiting Robinson to a 1-yard pickup. 2nd and 9 for the Cougars as we tick under 3 minutes in the third quarter. Substitution made for Capital as Jamal Dotson exits the game. 2 receivers to the far side of the field this time, and Grigsby rolls to his left, looks that way, throws it short, tries to connect with Camden Harris, but just unable to do so. Led him a tiny bit too much, the pass falling off of his fingertips. Incompletion stops the clock with 2:35 left in the third, and it's now 3rd and 9 for the Cougars. Few skill players on the offense walking toward their sideline for the play signal. Now back and just about ready to go, but the Cougars are going to take a timeout here. Looked like a bit of confusion on the field, so head coach John Carpenter elects to request his first timeout of the second half. You're pinned back deep, down by 28 points, 2.5 left in the third, and so if Huntington is able to get a stop and score here, it will be a rolling clock. You would have to imagine in the fourth quarter, unless the Cougars can get another score quickly after that, but 35-point advantage in the fourth quarter. Clock only stops for a timeout, injury, or points scored. Might be another exception or two, but those are the main ones that you will see. So the Cougars taking a timeout, regrouping as an offense, trying to avoid that, or at least give their defense a better chance to avoid that, as they are 1 play away from a punt and giving Huntington a great starting spot. 1 receiver to each side of the field and 1 running back to each of Grigsby's side, but a penalty marker on the field. False start on the offense is going to back this up to a 3rd and 14. Also moves the ball to the 16-yard line. Great atmosphere tonight at Bob Seng Stadium. Less than a week to go until Halloween, and you could tell by the cheerleaders and dance team. Got a good laugh when I saw all the cheerleaders dressed as minions tonight, or kind of just a minion hat that went in with the uniform. Dance team all with a Halloween costume on. 3rd and long. Grigsby takes a shot down the field. Forced the ball a bit to Damian Johnson, and the Highlanders defense breaks it up. Jamari Tubbs among others in on coverage. So the pass hits the turf and brings up 4th and 14. Valdivia standing at his own 4 to send the punt away. Back to return for Huntington High, sophomore Andreas Reese. Valdivia with better blocking this time. Gets the kick off that is scooped up by Reese at his own 48. And he is so speedy. Gets forward about 20 yards in the blink of an eye. Finally goes out of bounds at the 31-yard line. So that is a 21-yard return by the sophomore. 2:17 left in the third quarter. 35-7 is our score. The Huntington offense really can kind of go for the jugular here. Crawford in the offense, jog back toward the field. It'll be a 3 wide receiver formation, all standing to the near side of the field. Keegan Sack in, standing 2.5 yards behind Crawford. He gets the handoff and is hit in the backfield, is able to turn and fall forward, at least back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe even picks up a half yard. Well, they'll give him a full yard. So the ball is marked down at the 30-yard line, where it is 2nd and 9. Under 2 minutes to go now in the third quarter. Sack gets it again, running to the left side of the line. Great blocking. And no, excuse me, not Sack. Taking the carry is Mayshawn Okonkwo. Okonkwo gets enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 for the Highlanders at about the 16-yard line. Under 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. This time, 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Crawford looking that way. Throws it, but a little bit too high for the intended receiver, Tavion Wilson. Mitchell in coverage for the Cougars. So it'll now be 2nd and 10 for Huntington High, 1:15 to go in the third quarter. Crawford drops back to pass once again, this time throwing it to the far side of the field. Pass is caught, but a fumble right as a touchdown was about to take place by Deuce Oden. Tries to reach the ball out for the end zone and loses it. He also muffed a punt earlier in the game that he was able to get back, but just having some issues holding on to the football tonight, and that's actually the second time that the Highlanders have fumbled right before the end zone. So it could be a much more lopsided game, but still 35-7. Cougars offense now takes over at their own 20-yard line. Three receivers to the far side of the field. Robinson to Grigsby's left. Hands it off. He goes forward, then jumps back, cuts outside, able to get to about the 25, but there is a penalty marker down in the backfield. It's holding on the Cougars. Amaji Somerville, the guilty party, senior O-lineman of the Cougars. So that will back the ball back up to the 10-yard line where it'll be 1st and 20. Grigsby running toward the sideline for the play signal once again. He's certainly getting his miles in today, chalking back and forth and back and forth. Takes a snap for this 1st and 20. It's a handoff to Robinson, who is hit in the backfield by a few Highlanders. Elias King and Braxton Mount collaborating together for that tackle. Tackle made in the backfield for a loss of 1. It's now 2nd and 21. Cougars with some hands on their hips at the moment as Huntington's defense wearing them down. Grigsby drops back to pass, throws it to Robinson, makes the catch, and able to get close to the line of scrimmage. I think it's going to be no gain on the play. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 21 on the other side of this break. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. Huntington leads 35-7. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Cabell County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has 2 powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
Just about to get started here at Huntington High School. Highlanders with a 4-touchdown advantage, but the Cougars holding on, doing the best they can, forcing a couple of turnovers in tonight's game. Just poked out another fumble as the Highlanders were about to score a 6th touchdown. So Capital backed up deep in its own end now. This is a 3rd and 21 and all kinds of pressure on the freshman QB, who contorts his body. An impressive job to even throw that ball, but right into the hands of the Highlanders defense. Keegan Sack breaking up the pass and forcing a 4th and 21. Fernando Valdivia will drop back deep to punt. I've always felt it's got to be so uncomfortable for the punter standing in their own end zone. At least he has a little bit of breathing room here, but really no room for error. Andreas Reese to return, standing at the 44. Valdivia kind of shanked the punt a bit, and it will trickle out of bounds near the 35. Near side official standing at the 37. So that is a 28-yard net punt for the Cougars. 1st and 10 for Huntington High. Offense now with another opportunity to start the rolling clock and then give the Cougars basically no time to come back. 7 points will do just that as the Highlanders lead by 28 at the moment. The Highlanders spread out wide, a unique formation here. Now they go back to a usual setup. And penalty markers fly Not surprised there. Everything might not have been lined up perfectly, but an interesting look. Wait to hear the official call. And it was just a false start, so somebody moved a little bit early. That'll back the Highlanders up to the 42-yard line. 1st and 15 for Huntington High. 11:46 left in regulation. Huntington leads 35-7. The ball right in the middle of the two hash marks. 4 receiver formation, 2 to the near side of the field, 2 to the far side. Crawford throws short, but his pass is batted down. Camden Harris with a good defensive play. Incompletion stops the clock with 11:42 to go in the fourth. So now 2nd and 15 for Huntington High. Crawford jogging toward the sideline for the play signal, now rejoins his huddle, calls out the commands to the offense. 2 receivers to each side of the field. Mayshawn Okonkwo in at running back. And he's going to get the ball on a screen. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but a penalty marker is down. Believe we've got a hold. It is holding on the Highlanders. Aaron McPherson drawing the flag. So now the ball back into Highlanders territory. Marked down at the 47. So now 2nd and 25. Still over 11 and a half minutes left in the fourth quarter. A couple of stop and starts here in the final quarter of regulation. Avante calling something out last minute, maybe making a switch or alerting the O-line of an oncoming blitzer. It's a quarterback keeper. Nice option play and good decisive speed from Crawford. Knew he wanted to pull that ball and took off. Brought it back to the 40-yard line. So a nice 12-yard gain makes it 3rd and 13. Huntington's offense taking its time as the clock is the Highlanders' friend. Still 10 seconds on the play clock. Crawford throws the ball to the near side of the field. Oden makes the catch, but he is brought down almost immediately by Jamal Dotson. Was able to pick up a yard. Fourth and 12 for Huntington High as we tick under 10 and a half minutes left in the ball game. Crawford takes a snap and punts it himself. Nice kick as well as it's down to inside the 20. And Huntington is saying that it touched a Cougar, but I'm not certain that the officials agree. We'll wait to see if they switch the call. They're going to talk it over. Still awaiting the signal, but of course everyone on Huntington's sideline thinks they've got it, and everybody on Capitol is saying the opposite. Appears as though they're going to give it to the Highlanders. Yes, they are. Huntington gets it back. And maybe one of the advantages of a surprise punt, you don't have the usual returner back there. Somebody touched it who wasn't supposed to, or you usually have the returner back there yelling, Peter, Peter, when they want everyone to get away from the ball. Didn't happen there. Somebody bumped into it, and now it's back with the Highlanders. 1st and 10 at the Cougars' 14-yard line. Crawford takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws it to the far side of the field. Dante Newsome with the reception. Gets to the 9-yard line before he is upended by Jamal Dotson. That's about a 5-yard pickup. I'll make it 2nd and 5. This time 3 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far side. Mayshawn Okonkwo remains in at running back. This time Crawford fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, runs into the end zone for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Avante Crawford, 9 yards to the house. Price on for an important extra point as the Highlanders currently lead by 34. His extra point is up, and it is good. With 9 minutes and 13 seconds left in regulation, Huntington leads 42-7. We're going to step aside for a short break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
PCB is a long-standing partner in our community. We're your neighbors, your teammates, and your friends. And we want to be your banker. We're a team of experienced professionals focused on the personal, residential, and business needs of our community. We make decisions locally, quickly, and with your best interest in mind. We care about you, your family, your business, and your goals. We're PCB, a proud community bank. Open an account with us today.
The 4th quarter, 42-7 is our score. Huntington looking for its 6th straight victory. Going up against the Capital Cougars tonight. The Cougars put up a good fight in the first half. 21-7 was our score at the break, but it has been all Huntington High since. The Highlanders now lead 42-7. The 35-point advantage has put the rolling clock into effect. Just over 8 minutes to play. Grigsby takes the snap, hands it off, and Robinson with a nice run, shot out of a cannon there, quickly picks up 11 yards before he is finally tripped up by the Highlanders defense at the 31-yard line. Cougars trying to work the ball up the field against this stingy Huntington High defense. Cougars able to get their lone score on a touchdown pass going from Grigsby to Johnson. Grigsby jogging toward the sideline for the play call. Finally gets back in the backfield, but 5 seconds to work with. Takes a snap and hands it off. It's Robinson again. He has been running hard all night long. Certainly not slowing down now. Gets past the 35 and finally tripped up about a half yard after. So a 4-yard pickup makes it 2nd and 6. Elias King was in on the tackle. Under 7 minutes to play now. Two receivers to the near side of the field. Robinson remains in at running back to Grigsby's left. Play action pass. Camden Harris gets it in the flat, and two defenders hit him. Elias King and Avante Crawford combined together to bring him down at the 38-yard line. 3-yard gain will bring up, 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 3 for the Cougars.
Grigsby having to jog toward the sideline for the play signal is certainly costing the Cougars some time. Play clock down to 5 when he took the snap, and didn't look like he necessarily wanted to keep the ball there, so jogs out of bounds as about 4 or 5 Highlander defenders were about to rudely greet him near the 35. So he loses some yardage on the play. Out of bounds back at the 32. 6-yard loss on the play. Now 4th and 9. Can tell that the Cougars are tiring down. A few members of the offense slowly walking toward their sideline for the play signal. And Capital now elects to take a timeout. Timeout takes place with 5 minutes and 7 seconds left in the 4th quarter. I think head coach John Carpenter's just trying to get his guys a breather. You see a lot of guys on this Capital team that play both ways, and that can exhaust you at the end of the day. One thing that Huntington has done extremely well since I've been here doing the play-by-play past 3 years is just have so much depth and many players who can contribute. And so there are a number of guys who just play defense or just play offense, and I think that is one thing that constantly gives Huntington High an advantage late in ball games. The Highlanders players are just fresher. After a quick breather, the Cougars offense back out onto the field. Grigsby about to take the shotgun snap from the left hash. 4th and 9 for the Cougars. He takes the snap, drops back, lofts it down the field, looking for David Robinson, who makes the catch, but he was standing out of bounds. So the incompletion forces a turnover on downs, and that does give you one of the rare clock stoppages of the rolling clock. Stops at 4:58 in the 4th. Huntington's offense now regrouping as the Highlanders will try to punch another in the end zone. Appears as though we have a change at quarterback. Not seeing Avante Crawford anymore. It is now Trayvon Okonkwo in the ball game at quarterback. Trayvon hands it off to his brother, Mayshawn, who uses his speed to get close to the 25. Brought down at the 27-yard line. 5-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 5. Jamal Dotson with the tackle. It's been fun to watch the Okonkwo twins this season. especially late in games. There was a game a few weeks ago where the two basically made a goal line stand together. First, second, and third goal, it was an Okonkwo making a tackle against the Riverside Warriors. And now the two working together, trying to score a touchdown. Trayvon running the ball to the near side of the field. Didn't have much space at first, but was able to create some and gets a first down and the ball in the red zone, brought down at the 17-yard line. Under 3.5 minutes to play. If you're just now joining us, Huntington up big, 42-7 is our score. Okonkwo gets ready for the snap. Trayvon hands it off to Mayshawn, who runs forward, has a first down, has a touchdown. Mayshawn Okonkwo adds on to the Highlanders' lead, which is now 41 points. The Okonkwo twins, just freshmen as well. So certainly two players to keep your eye on in the next few years. The extra point from Price is good. 2 minutes and 11 seconds remain in regulation. We'll keep it here for the last bit, as both my stream producer and producer on the radio side have told me we are good on breaks. We've had a decent bit of stops with the scores, so got to make sure that the sponsors are taken care of, folks. But not much time left to work with, and do not want to miss the last few minutes of action. They always go quick on these kickoffs as well, so usually the Jordan Price kickoff is landing in the end zone. As we come back from break, we'll get to do this one live. Price sets the ball in between the hashes at the 40-yard line. He has been perfect kicking tonight, a touchback on every kickoff, and converted on every extra point. This time, it's a line drive kick. Doesn't land in the end zone through the air, but bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Special teams doing a stellar job tonight for Huntington High. Price doing the bulk of the work, but the Highlanders also able to block a punt earlier in the first half. Offense, defense, and special teams all clicking tonight for Huntington High. Cougars offense has one more shot. Could at least get another score and make the bus ride home a bit easier. 1:20 left to go as the offense gets set at the line of scrimmage. Grigsby takes the snap, fakes the pitch to Robinson, and passes it forward to Fernando Valdivia. Really good misdirection. Causes a big pickup for the Cougars. The ball up past the 45 to the 46-yard line. 26-yard gain by the junior. Wait to see exactly what the penalty marker is for that is down at the 46. It was a hard hit on the far side of the field, and difficult to tell from this vantage point if it was a late hit just after stepping out of bounds or whatnot, but the Highlanders moving back toward the original line of scrimmage. Both penalties are on the Cougars. It is a holding and block in the back. But the clock has not stopped, does not stop for penalties, and so the Cougars might not even have a chance for another play. They will not. The final few seconds tick off of the clock, and the Highlanders pull off their 6th straight victory. Our final score from Bob Sang Stadium, 49-7, Huntington gets the victory. We're going to step aside for one final break and wrap things up with the post-game show on the other side. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Marshall Orthopedics High School Game of the Week is presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute. Sponsored by the City of Huntington Highway Safety Patrol and Jason Elkins State Farm.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
Drive into 2025 with confidence in a vehicle designed to turn heads. Premium comfort, bold design, and 2 years of limited maintenance included. Plus, with our industry-leading warranty, you're covered for the road ahead. During Mitsubishi's year-end sales event, drive home a 2024 SUV with 0.99% APR. Get ready for a new year of adventure at Thornhill Mitsubishi.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles an hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field, blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Cougars. The Highlanders now improving to 7-1 with the victory. Capital drops to 2-6 with the loss. Next week, the Highlanders will be on the road playing Parkersburg, and the Cougars will be in this neck of the woods again playing the Cabell Midland Knights. That brings us to the thank yous portion of our broadcast. I want to first and foremost thank each and every one of you tuning in, listening on the radio, or if you are watching on the video stream. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you can't make it to the game, next best thing is to tune in to us, whether it be on the radio side or if we are doing one of our KINDRED digital video streams. You can catch us on either side. Appreciate all of you watchers and listeners. Also want to thank the great crew at Video Productions. Always enjoy working with these guys. Thanks to my producer back in the Dave & Buster's studio, Kenny Sellards. Always appreciate Kenny, one of the unsung heroes at KINDRED Communications. Does a fantastic job for me every single Friday night. Also want to thank my statistician, Jimmy Morgan, for compiling all the stats and research that he does throughout the week. Really appreciate Jimmy giving me fun facts and numbers, making me sound a little smarter on the air. But last thanks to each and every one of you tuning in once again. Appreciate you. We would not do this if it weren't for you. Enjoy calling the game regardless, but it's nice to have each and every one of you tuning in and listening. Once again, our final score from Bob Sang Stadium, 49-7. Huntington High gets the victory and its 6th straight win. Thanks for tuning in and have a great rest of your night.